WCBI News at 6 starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We began tonight with tragic news from Winston County. A 5-year-old is dead after 2 children were playing with a gun and it fired. Coroner Scott Gregory says little Jeremiah Brown died of a gunshot wound to the head. Sheriff Jason Pugh says the incident happened this afternoon in the 4000 block of High Point Ware Road. The other child involved is a 6-year-old. Pugh says the children's guardians had worked the night shift and were sleeping when the shot was fired, and autopsy will be performed. In a developing story, the Monroe County Search and Rescue Team is looking for a missing boater. Monroe County Sheriff Cecil Cantrell tells WCBI he received the call just after 5 o'clock. Teams are looking in the area of the Aberdeen Lock and Dam. State wildlife and fisheries officers are assisting in that search. We have a crew on the scene and we'll bring you an update as soon as that information is available. Well, it's been exactly 1 year since 51-year-old Willie Allen Turner was tragically shot and killed in the driveway of his Oktibbeha County home. Family members say it was a robbery that turned deadly. Now, a year later, the family is still searching for answers. So far, no arrests have been made in the case. The family says their biggest fear is that Turner's murder will turn into a cold case.
It's hard. It's hard. Even though I have great faith in God. But it's just hard. I wouldn't wish this position on anybody. Just wouldn't wish them to be in this position. And I know we all have to leave here. But the fact that it's the manner in which his life was taken in his own driveway, front of his own house.
Now, the family is asking anyone with information on Turner's death to contact the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Department or Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers. Coming up tonight on WCBI News at 10, our Quentin Smith will have more on how the family has been coping with this tragedy a year later. Meanwhile, the Oktibbeha County Sheriff's Office wants to know who put 2 puppies in a garbage bag and then threw them out on the side of the road. These 2 pups were found tossed off of Horseshoe Circle about 10:30 this morning. The National Weather Service reports an air temperature in the upper 80s around that time. Deputies are asking anyone who has information about the dogs to call the Sheriff's Department. We turn things over now to Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson to get a first look at our forecast on this 4th of July. Keith?
Well, weather-wise right now across our area, fairly quiet. A live look in Tupelo with our Alpha Insurance camera. We are awaiting the fireworks. They start at 9. Things shaping up pretty nice right now. It's just hot out there. Widespread upper 80s and low 90s. 91 in Columbus, 90 in Tupelo. Now, we're not completely dry in our area. There have been a few isolated showers and thunder showers beginning to pop up here along US 72 near Burnsville and Tishomingo County. These are lifting north. They'll be out of our coverage area here shortly into Tennessee. We do have some additional storms and showers back to the southwest. Some of those could squeeze on in here later on this evening. So just the heads to bet, we have a chance for a little bit of rain going through the evening hours. I think most fireworks will be okay. The full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. Well, with the 4th of July holiday comes some of the hottest temperatures the area has seen. For a holiday that is renowned for outdoor cookouts and for boating on the water, it's important to make sure your body can handle the heat. As WCBI's Parker King shows us, staying hydrated is key to staying cool.
You don't need to look at a calendar to know that summer is here in the Golden Triangle. Residents are probably used to the heat after living here for some time, but they still know to stay hydrated when being outside for a long time.
It's very important to make sure you drink plenty of water, Gatorade, Sport Aids, Powerade, anything to keep you rejuvenated when you're out in the sun.
Many symptoms leading to heat exhaustion and heat stroke can take effect quicker the older you get.
Older people are more susceptible to getting dehydrated faster than the young, and so they go down a little bit faster. If you're an older person, you need to stay out of the heat, stay in air conditioning as much as you can.
If you're on the water drinking beer or any other kind of alcoholic beverage, it's important that you have enough water to replace the fluids you lose.
You know, out on the beach or out on the water drinking, you need to be careful about drinking too much beer or anything like that, because you will get dehydrated on that.
Inez Ellis is cooking for 25 people. That's why she's prepared for the worst that the sun has to offer.
I have Sprite, water, plenty of liquids, just getting the dinner ready for my family.
And that was our Parker King reporting. Now, aside from the obvious of drinking water and staying in the shade, some other ways to prevent heat-related illnesses are wearing loose, light-colored clothing and using the right amount of sunscreen. All right, if you are cooking today, you're not alone. 162 million of your closest friends and relatives are also enjoying a cookout or a picnic today. The National Retail Federation that tracks things like this estimates most families are spending an average of about $73 per person today. Americans spend millions on their meat purchases before the Independence Day holiday. We headed out to a local market. Top sellers here today are hot dogs, Boston butts, pork chops, but according to the holiday griller we talked to, Mr. Willie Johnson, it would not be the 4th without a little hamburger meat on the grill, and I concur.
This is my favorite here. This is hamburger meat. Is one of my favorites. I like it a lot. My kids are extremely satisfied when I cook my hamburger. They always eat it all. Chicken is pretty good, but my hamburger meat tops it all.
A word of caution to all of you manning the flame today. Don't leave that grill unattended. Well, we conducted a poll on the WCBI Twitter page asking what everyone's favorite meat on the grill is on this holiday. The poll closed about 12:30, so the results are in, and here they are. Chicken received 15%, steak got 24% of the vote, hot dogs came in at 14%, and there you have it, folks. Hamburgers led the pack with 47% in our poll. Thanks to those of you who participated. Well, after you eat, you may want to check out some of the local celebrations and fireworks shows going on in the area. Tupelo kicked off its All-American Family Picnic in the park at 4 o'clock at Fair Park. All evening there will be entertainment, food vendors, and plenty for the kids to do. The fun goes until 9:30 when there will be a fireworks display. Starkville's Independence Day celebration at the Sportsplex and Millport's festivities at the walking track behind City Hall kicked off at 5. Both events have activities for children and food vendors and will culminate with a fireworks show at 9 o'clock. And now here's a reminder before the festivities begin this evening. Your pet may be afraid of storms or loud noises. That means this could be a rough night for pets if you or your neighbors are planning fireworks displays in the county, of course. Local clinics are advertising some fairly new medication for canines who suffer from this phobia. Sileo has been out for a year and a half now, and it helps dogs of all sizes. Dr. Carrie Blanton says it can be administered at home whenever your pets begin to feel anxious or could potentially save their life.
Those types of anxiety responses in dogs can create a very bad physiologic response with the heart, and they can actually have a heart attack and pass away. It takes about 30 minutes for it to really kick in, but the good thing about it is even if the dogs are already nervous or worked up or excited, it will still work. This in place to make sure it's
Dr. Blanton says after a checkup, your vet can easily prescribe stress-relieving medication for your animal. Regardless, keep a close eye on your pet and his stress level tonight. Well, sometimes making a difference begins in your own hometown. How one woman is challenging her community when WCBI News at 6 returns.
News at 6 with Andrea Self.
Welcome back, everyone. A Tupelo native comes home with a mission of encouraging unity and peace. Trinessa Bean Pearson now lives in Georgia. She says when she made a trip home to Tupelo for Father's Day, she was shocked to hear stories of shootings and other crimes happening in her hometown. She says she was inspired to do something to bring people together. The idea for Be Free campaign was born. The goal of the rally is to encourage people to break free from crime and negativity.
A lot of people are bound and going through different changes and don't really know how to be free. So that's why I placed this event. You know, I put this event together so that people could come out and just be free, you know, from whatever it is. I mean, if it's drugs, if it's alcohol, if it's just a state of mind, you know, going through different changes, you can come out and just be free.
The event was held at Robbins Field and Temple of Compassion and Deliverance Church. Bean Pearson plans on making this an annual rally every 4th of July. She hopes it will eventually become known as the Spiritual Independence Day. Well, many people who live in Tupelo, including those at today's event, say they're worried about crime, about their neighborhoods, and about the future of their young people. Our Jory Talley joins us in the studio with a look at how rallies like these can be the first step to change. Jory.
Andrea, pastors, community leaders, and church members believe they're the start of change. Talking to each other and looking out for each other makes this community feel united, and they tell me that may be the first step.
Shootings and murders are growing in this city that many say used to be a stranger to violence.
It's a lot of violence in the community. It's a lot of killing, and it's a lot of stuff going on, in the community now that it didn't, that didn't go on back when I was young.
The last murder was less than a month ago outside of this Tupelo Waffle House. J.C. Bean says more needs to be done to keep killings from becoming common.
I don't think we put forth a big enough effort, for us helping the young people. Because old man like me, I'm about too old, I'm not going to get in that much trouble. But the young people seem like most of them is looking for something to get into. So if you don't go to church, don't have no church in your life, all you can do is play on the devil's playground.
Policing that playground falls on the shoulders of Atlanta pastor Jay Caprietta. That's why there was no hesitation in making the 4-hour drive when the Be Free campaign founder invited him to the event.
So when we come together for the reason to unite the community, to unite the city, and have the element of God in it, he's the one that's going to change this city. And I believe we can do it. We can do it together.
Tupelo resident Joseph Shumper believes working together is the solution to crime.
I think it'll help put an end to a lot of the violence, keep kids off the streets, keep them out of trouble.
Many groups across Tupelo have been holding anti-violence events over the past year.
Looking live in Columbus at a thunderstorm about 100 miles to the north near Corinth, right there, southeast of Corinth. In Tishomingo County near Burnsville, right there, you can see it with our live Doppler radar. We still have some storm chances coming for the next week. The full forecast is next.
The weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
I hope you are having a great 4th of July. You can see our Alpha Insurance time lapse from Columbus right there. Some of these friendly cumulus clouds moving on through. We've had a few showers and thunderstorms around the area today, but most of us have not seen any rain. But it's still possible as we go throughout the evening hours. Here's our live sweeping radar here. No issues for most of us. Let's just say about 99% of our area not seeing rain right now. Far northern Tishomingo County, north of Iuka, that little thunderstorm right there is quickly moving towards the Tennessee border. We'll be out of our here shortly. Big time storms producing some gusty wind and hail here in the Memphis metro, also back into eastern Arkansas. But notice how these storms are moving more northeast versus east or southeast. So I think those will tend to avoid our area as we go throughout the course of the evening hours. But there's still some activity back to the southwest, and the air everywhere is really juiced up and unstable. So there could be a pop-up shower storm in any location going forward this evening, but I think for the most part we should be okay for the fireworks. A live look in downtown Tupelo with all the folks gathering right now at Fair Park. It's looking pretty good. It's warm, but it's looking pretty good right now. The fireworks start about 9 o'clock here. We are just keeping those chances on an isolated basis for a little bit of rain here this evening. Let's just hope for the best in your location here. Upper 70s by 11 o'clock. And there could be a few lingering showers and thunder showers late tonight, but again, not everyone's going to see it. Around 90 degrees right now. You factor in that humidity, and in some spots across the deep south it feels like 100 degrees or more. Lows tonight down into the low and mid 70s, another muggy one. Upper 80s, low 90s tomorrow. Much like today, a pop-up shower storm is possible. There could be a little bit of rain in the morning. A better chance, though, during the afternoon heating or late morning into the afternoon once the atmosphere really starts to warm up. And with all the humidity in play, once again, heat index values approaching 100 degrees both tomorrow, Thursday, and even farther down in time, you can see with our 7-day forecast here. So pretty warm for the next week. Highs generally in the upper 80s to low 90s. A 30 to 40% chance for some showers and storms each and every day. Overnight lows into the 70s.
All right, Keith, thanks a lot. Well, we've talked about fireworks, we've talked about great food on the grill, and now for America's favorite pastime, baseball. An Oklahoma man is helping baseball and softball players improve their swing. He came up with this idea more than a decade ago to help out his daughter's team, but Abby Maynard explained why it's taking off now.
Coaching has always been one of Billy Johnson's passions, but he especially loved practicing with his daughter.
We practice all the time, like every day, so he was always finding different things for me to work with.
More than a decade ago, when his daughter Haley was 12, he found a rope, put a few balls on it, and clipped it to the fence. Soon after, his daughter's batting improved exponentially, and she even went on to become the Offensive Player of the Year in a national tournament and is now a coach.
Used it for a long time at home. I had a lot of other kids start coming to me that were having trouble hitting the ball, and their batting averages all increased.
Now, after 13 years of refining his invention, he just got it patented and is calling it Rope Coach.
Yeah, this product actually teaches kids how to hit and swing at the ball correctly.
If you hit it and the ball just sits there and doesn't go anywhere, you say, well, I'm chopping down on it.
If the ball goes to the end of the line quickly, you know you did it correctly.
But what makes it work? Johnson says it's the instant feedback, the ability to move the rope to prepare for all types of pitches, and the fact that you can practice alone. Colgate coach Brian Brown says Rope Coach has transformed his players.
We went from just popping up in the infield or hitting in the dirt to line drives out in the grass. I mean, we're popping the fence now.
Since Johnson made his website and branded his idea a few months ago, he says he's already sold a few hundred Rope Coach sets.
People are buying it and it's reaching other states. It's exciting to watch it grow.
I want to make it available to everyone because it does make batters better.
In Colgate, Abby Maynard, News 12.
All right, Belmont looks to get back to winning ways in 2017, and the seniors want to make a run in the postseason. The Cardinals are next on our tour in sports.
Go further.
2 straight playoff appearances for Belmont haven't finished the way the Cardinals wanted. This year's senior class is looking to go out with their first playoff victory. Belmont is the 16th stop on our high school football tour.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Toyota, Let's Go Places, and Emerson Animal Hospital, where your pets are family in West Point.
The Belmont Cardinals football team are looking to rebound from another losing season in 2016. The Cardinals are excited about the new upcoming season that lies ahead and are focused on finishing games.
We're excited about the season and the opportunity to show, our hard work this off season, and the kids have really worked hard. We've got 7 coming back on offense, 7 on defense, returning starters. And we've got a lot of younger kids and a lot of question marks, but we're just excited about the season and the opportunity.
Senior year, and just, how much, we've been putting in for this upcoming season, hopefully not going 3-8 this coming up here and making the playoffs again.
As you just heard Gage mention, this team does not want to have another losing season. The goals and expectation for this team is to improve and build off from last year and have a winning season for the first time since 2012.
The mindset is, a winning record. We're looking to make some noise in the division and just improve each and every week. I feel like we're going to play hard. We're going to play to the end, and I think we'll finish some games that we didn't last year.
It's just, there ain't going to be a growth spurt from now to the very first game, so we got to put in the extra work now before the first game, so just making the winning season and playoffs.
The Cardinals have 11 seniors on this year's team. Coach Coker and junior linebacker Jared Rodriguez know what kind of leadership this team has.
They're close. Their attitude's good. They're a team-oriented bunch. It's we, not me for them.
Our seniors really are dedicated to winning this season. And last season it was, I don't know what happened last season, but this season we have these seniors and they care about their teammates more than themselves, and that's what's really special about them.
Belmont is looking for their first playoff win since 2010, and the players hope to accomplish that this year.
That'd be amazing to me, my first playoff win here at Belmont. I've been here 4 years, started all 4 years. That'd be great, get over that playoff hump.
It would really motivate us a lot to have a playoff win.
Belmont will open their season at home against Smithville on August 18th. On the high school football tour with the Belmont Cardinals, I'm Jonathan Flippo with WCBI Sports.
60 Schools in 60 Days with Belmont High School was brought to you by Piggly Wiggly Belmont Ace Hardware.
Here's a look at our upcoming stops on the high school football tour. Boonville coming up tomorrow. Manatchee and North Pontotoc round out the work week. Saturday we got Water Valley, and then into the weekend. Doubleheader for us on Sunday with Holka and Victory Christian. And then Alabama week. We jump across the border to visit our friends east of here in Columbus, Aliceville, Sulligent, and South Lamar. The Fighting Joey Barneses on Wednesday. So tour rolls on, Andrea. We're almost like a third through it at
but
this
it's
point.
inching closer to like halfway point. Yeah.
It's crazy.
All right.
Never stops.
When we come back, we will have a last look at your forecast on this 4th of July holiday. Stay with us.
I swear, I am changing the 7-day forecast up. It's
I
subtle,
believe
but numbers are changing a little bit, but hot and humid weather continues.
I think I see a difference in the lightning strikes, maybe.
Maybe. Look closely.
All right, that's the news at 6. Enjoy the rest of your 4th of July holiday.